Hello and welcome back to Jacob's Toys. Please do like, share, subscribe and all of those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. And let's talk comic books. Just recently, Amazing Spider-Man issue 1 set a record-breaking amount at Hakes Auction. Now, what makes Spider-Man so impressive is that he was the first kind of teenage superhero that headlined a book. Usually the teenagers were kept for sidekicks, but Spider-Man, debuting in Amazing Fantasy 15, was really so well received that he debuted in his own title book a year later. That was Amazing Spider-Man issue 1. Now, what makes Amazing Spider-Man issue 1 so special is its debuts the appearance of J. Jonah Jameson, the Chameleon, and also features the Fantastic Four. Not to mention it was Spider-Man's debut issue in his own titled comic. Now, the copy that went to auction recently was graded by CGC at a 9.6 NM, as in near mint. It was part of the John B. Goodrich collection, and it had been for 25 years, and it went for auction and sold for a phenomenal amount of money. How much do you ask? Well, I'll tell you. It sold for $5,203,880. That is a huge amount of money for a comic book. It's actually $200,000 more than the recent 9.6 graded one that sold at auction a year ago. If I say a year ago, it was November 2022, so almost a year ago. There's one main difference between these, and $200,000 difference is the one that sold in November had slightly yellow pages or off-white pages, whereas this one that sold for the staggering amount actually had white pages. Now, the really ironic thing is because these are encased, those pages are never probably going to see the daylight again. But yeah, it's the difference between $200,000 is the difference between off-white pages and white pages. But hey, $200,000 difference is a lot of money. But over $520,000 for this one issue of a comic book. Now, that is incredible for a couple of reasons. There are actually only 2 graded copies that pull a higher grade than this at a 9.8. And according to the CGC census, there are only 4,688 copies, graded copies, in existence. And this is the 3rd highest graded copy. $520,000. Just let that sink in. $520,000 and a little bit extra. However, Alex Winter, the president of Hakes Auction, said that it wasn't surprising. And I quote, "You are talking about one of the key issues in all comics, regardless of era. Add it to the near impossible to get grade of 9.6, and that's what spurred the aggressive bidding. In the end, the winning bidder now has one of the top copies in the world of one of the most important books in the Marvel Universe." Don't get me wrong, if I had that kind of money, then I would probably own one myself. But $520,000 plus is a lot of money. But there we go, that is how much Amazing Spider-Man issue 1 graded 9.6 is currently selling for. So if you want one, I suggest you get saving. This information comes courtesy of Diamond Select, so thank you very much, Diamond Select, for the information. Yeah, I love comic books. I used to have a huge collection. Obviously, I love my action figures, but I do keep up with the kind of comic book news. But when I saw this, I was like, I have to jump on and do a video because that's a staggering amount of money. But regardless of it being a staggering amount of money, it is quite a iconic moment in kind of comic book history because it's a really top comic book. It's a really iconic and important issue of a comic book, regardless of what type of comic books you collect. Amazing Spider-Man issue 1 selling for that amount of money is a pretty big deal. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please do like, share, subscribe and all of those things. I'll see you soon.